I have Stefan with me now, and today we count how many days we've been on the sailboat now?
7, right?
We've been 7 days on the boat in the middle of ocean. Look, there's nothing around us. But just sea. How do you feel?
The first couple days, it wasn't the best because everyone was tired. Everyone was feeling a bit nauseous because of seasickness. Their body got used to it. But after all, sooner or later, we got better and pretty nice. Of course, it's a bit boring because there isn't much to do. Yeah,
Everything is new.
Yeah,
How many days do you think we have left?
maybe 3, 4
Maybe 3-4 days and we arrive. Where are we going?
to Panama City.
We're going to Panama City, so we're gonna be crossing the Caribbean Sea. It's our first big journey. Do you know how many kilometers do we have to sail? How many miles?
I think we sailed 1,007 nautical miles.
It's gonna be our first 1,000
sea.
sea miles to cross on sailboats as Canadian coconuts. Stay with us, we'll tell you how did it go. Hi, it's Maria Dimitri and welcome aboard on our sailboat. Sailboat is our home now and our life, and currently we're sharing our biggest and greatest adventure of our life with you guys.
So back in November, we bought a ticket to go to St. Lucia during COVID, escape the lockdown. And we've been in St. Lucia for a little while looking for a boat. There was nothing. Then we found one in St.Maarten. So then we moved again from St. Lucia to St.Maarten with the whole COVID test and everything that goes with it. And it took us a couple months to fix her up, get ready for sailing, and now we actually on our passage from St.Maarten to Panama.
We're doing our first 1,000 nautical miles on the sea. So let's see how it all works out
With like 20 hours of sailing experience.
in total before that. Ah, Dimitri, your first time.
Am I clear? Are you going to pay for the yacht club?
So a lot of people ask us, why are we doing this? Why did we leave the comfort of our home, our jobs, took our kids to the unknown, bought a fixer-upper boat, fix her up, and going through this adventure right now on the sea.
So back in Canada, it was a regular 9 to 5 work day, running around, go to work, come home, after school activities, cook, sleep, back to work. I guess during COVID, this all got signified because everybody was at home, and we started asking our question, is that all there is to it, or maybe we can have a little bit different life? So at that point of time, we decided that sailing would be one of the experiences that we want, which introduces kids to new things besides the school, because you can be school smart and streets you're not very smart.
And plus, the kids were during the COVID, so involved with electronics. Screen time was the biggest issue because the Instagram, Facebook, Netflix took over our family time, our games, our communication with children. And right now, at this current moment in the middle of sea, they're forced to be with us, they're forced to talk, they're forced to share dreams.
They're forced to be with each other.
And in a small space, in a small place, and we're back as a family together, far away from our home, we're back as a family.
Yep.
This passage is almost 1,100 nautical miles, so it will take us roughly about 10 days. So 10 days in the open water with no land being around, we will be living our normal life, meaning that we will be cooking our meals. It just will be different cooking type because the boat is rocking and shaking, and the kitchen is different. And we'll be cleaning just like we would clean our house. We wash floors, we wash just here, we wash deck, and we wash our fishing gear,
And you scoop salt water.
and we scoop salt water because we're trying to conserve the fresh water. So we do our dishes first in the salt water, then we rinse them with the fresh water. So it's normal house.
Almost normal. Besides the night watches.
The night watches, yes. This is probably the darkest part of the sail.
The hardest.
The
It's not-
hardest too. Well, it's darkest because it's pitch dark as
Yeah.
well. We have decided that we'll break our watch time between four of us. Stefan has not included, he's too young, in 3 hours each. So we start at 9, so 9 to 12, 12 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9. And each person must be on watch, not sleeping, no reading, no phone, no music. Stars is the only entertainment, and they have to monitor the GPS, they have to listen to the radio, make sure there is no sailboats around,
No cargo ships. That's the biggest one.
no cargo ships. And 3 hours actually fly by, except when you have a storm.
Yep. And that's gonna come in another episode. We did have one.
And what Stefan is doing?
Right now, I am cooking chicken gyozas.
Yummy lunch is coming.
So cooking on a boat is pretty simple. It's like cooking in a house. Just sometimes you can't always have hot meals because the boat is really not rocky or it's really hot. And when you're cooking, you have a special thing that turns on the leveler. So when the boat rocks a lot, nothing. If you're like cooking a soup or anything, it doesn't just fall off. It gets levels out and everything's good. As you can see right now. And also, we don't have a normal fridge or freezer that opens this giant huge door. We have it kind of in our countertops as a countertop. So this is our fridge, the bigger one of course. And this is our freezer. What we use on our boat, so when we wash the dishes, nothing slips off, is this rubber mat that has triangles that are kind of like a non-slip material. So as you can see, the boat is rocking, that is leveling, but this doesn't move.
Where do we usually eat? Where do we usually eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Well, most of the time we eat outside, but sometimes when it's not really bad, we eat in this huge kitchen table. Of course, if you think, oh, it's on a sailboat, it's probably going to be super squishy and small, but we have a pretty big one.
Yeah, I think we have enough space. And we'll set up the dinner outside of that. We're gonna be watching
Yeah.
sunset with dinner. Hot. What is Stefan doing?
Washing dishes and at the same time still preserving water. So
What-
if you don't know how many more days we're going to be in the water until we get to our destination.
So we're saving the fresh water.
Yeah.
That's why we wash dishes in the salt water with soap, and then we'll rinse them in the fresh water.
Correct.
Not all the cruising on a sailboat is calm and peaceful environment where you just chill and relax. Sometimes the weather gets like this. We expect really high winds tonight, so we're getting ready. The autopilot keeps up with the path that we gave him. The wind's about 30 knots today, and we expect a rough night. So the next topic you'll see is going to be night shifts, how it works, and what the rough weather does to sea roads. So how do we entertain our kids? There's no Instagram, no movies,
Facebook.
no Facebook, no social media. We read books, we talk about, we dream together, we plan the passage together. We're so proud because kids know how to provision, kids know how to make.
Real compass.
So the route plan and the passage planning is the big thing that we do like to discuss before dinner or after dinner.
And that goes about education too. That outside of a box. The other thing we do is we do fishing during the passage, and that takes most of the time, since somebody has to watch the lures, you need to change, and if you're lucky, you actually get some fish from time to time.
We got lucky. We got 2 tunas already. So we had sashimi, and sushi time is coming soon. So it's our second day, and Victor is pulling his second fish. The first fish ran away.
Oh, that's looking like it.
Забирайте быстрее.
Yes!
Here comes the first fish.
Victor, your first tuna.
Your first caught on deck.
I'm still taking a picture.
What are you doing, Stefan, today?
So right now I am fishing, but not with any normal fishing rod or stuff like that. I am fishing with a trolling line. So I have a plug, what you call it. It could catch many different types of fish, but my goal is to either catch a nice tuna with some marbling or a maki-maki to make some maki-maki steaks. So, and I'm gonna drop it in right now. I also have some squids as attractions. I have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And when you're gonna let it out, you want to make sure you're still guiding it. You don't want any knots to just pop up on it, because knots are really bad. So I'm just gonna slowly and steadily let it out. When it's not almost completely in the water, you still need to give it a little bit of pull because it doesn't have that much weight. As you see now, it just runs by itself. And one of the things that help me know if there is a fish in there, if I don't have like something that floats up back there, this bunch under the fish, it extends like that. But you see, I just let it in, and that was just a big wave. And it'll just be constantly playing. But one of the most important rules that you should never forget is to tie it onto the boat. Otherwise, even if there's a fish, you're not going to have it.
Something got big in there. And Stefan is pulling his maki.
Not today.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
You pull it and we'll... Oh, I think you should be careful. Oh my god! Look at this! It's so pretty! Ah! Ah! Oh my god!
It's gonna destroy everything. It's another.
Come on, in a roll!
It's not a tuna!
Oh, sorry, mahi-mahi.
Stefan, you got... Ah! I think I'll save...
So today I'll tell you about safety on our boat. Number 1, we're always wearing life jackets. Always. We have these automatic inflator ones that are pretty light, and we got used to them. Everyone has that. No matter what time of day, if it's bright or dark, the calm seas or not, we should and we always do wear them. But for me, since I'm a little bit younger, when I want to go fishing, I need to put on a harness. Or in other words, a special lanyard clip. So it's not any usual one. It has a special lock. So you see, I can't just open it. I have to push here, and then it opens. But right now, since I'm not going up front there or anything, I'm just put the other one onto a little hoop on the table. But if my parents, or my brother or sister want to go up front, no one is allowed to go up front without these during sea. Always you have to have it.
So the biggest question, the most common question people ask us is, how much money do you need to do what we do, to live on a sailboat far away from home and have this adventure?
So the answer to this is depends. It depends on what you want and how much time you want to spend doing it. You can spend as little as 30,000. You can spend 2 million, and that will dictate your comfort level. Also, the same goes for expenses. You can live on maybe a few $100s a month, or you can live on a few $1,000s a month. It's pretty much each personality.
Just like in a normal life, just like in a normal house, it depends what would you like, what are your priorities, and what are your aspects of life.
There are many people who sail for a bit, then go back to work, and then go back to sailing when they run out of money. So that's their way of life. But the biggest thing is, I guess, is you have to make sacrifices.
Are you willing to give up a lot of things to have freedom like we do right now? We give up hot showers, for example, Starbucks coffee, shopping,
Restaurants.
and watching movies. Instead of all of these things, we have freedom to talk to our children all day long, make friends all over the places,
Watch stars.
catch fish, cook dinners together, and even talk on the VHF radio to nearby sailboats. So for us, this is the priority.